Oh, a little bit of the bubbly.
Wanted to be your father. I never wanted to be your father figure. You have a father, but your father's dead.
I'm short, I'm bald, I can't get any hoes.
She's on me, bitch.
Tonight you meet the team of Thunder Tits.
Adam! You fucking mark! Fire me! I'm gonna do some real cowboy shit!
Must be juju. Goodbye. Mwah. Good night.
Bang! Yes!
These people walk away, only one thing on their mind, and it's a phrase of, whose house?
I'm better than you.
And you know it!
Restore the feeling. Bravo, I am the feeling.
Ooh, welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode, a new episode of Wrestle Elite. That's right, ladies and gentlemen, it is your host, the Mark Cologne. I am here to talk about professional wrestling and so much more. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to another episode. I am your host, the Mark Cologne. We are on Wrestle Elite. We are on Post Backlash. That's right, another great week of professional wrestling at its finest. Man, what a week. What a week, right? I'm not gonna lie. Backlash exceeded my expectations. I was not expecting Backlash to be as good as it was. And that's not because, like, I didn't think WWE could, like, pull it off in a way. But I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I'm not. Like, in my opinion, I thought it was really, really good. I thought it was really good, and I can't wait to talk to you guys about that. Man, there's so much we are gonna, like, dive into when it comes to Backlash and that stuff, because there was a lot that happened. Backlash, the week of professional wrestling, right? Will Ospreay and that stuff, which is gonna be be fun too to just talk about as well. Because a lot has happened since we last spoke. You know, the Roman Reigns and Jacob Fatu story, that's another intriguing one that I can't wait to talk about with you guys. There's a lot of good stuff happening in professional wrestling. Let's not forget as well, we have Saturday night's main event at the end of this month as well, in like 2 to 3 weeks. There's also AEW Double or Nothing as well. I know they announced Triple Mania 34. It's the first time it's going to be a 2-night spectacle. In September, I believe that they said it was. So that's interesting as well, because I feel like it's you know, you're under the brass of WWE now, right? Yeah, why not make it a 2-night spectacle? You know, for us fans that really don't, you know, at least me, like, I'm in tune with Triple Mania, luchadores and stuff like that. Like, I'm Hispanic. It's going to happen. Like, the fact that it's a 2-night spectacle is going to be absolutely amazing, in my opinion, right? Now, I could be let down, right? Like, but look, you know how they say not all money is good money? You could kind of say that about wrestling too. The only difference is, if one night isn't good, you can be assured that the other night will be. that's the beauty of it. That if one night isn't good, the other one will absolutely. There's a good potential that it will be, right? I mean, we've seen it with this past WrestleMania that just happened now, where it was like, yeah, like, sure, night one wasn't the best, but we got night two, and night two was pretty good. You know what I mean? And I always think when I look at those situations, those things, I always find those things pretty interesting, intriguing, to say the least. And I always love to kind of just see from a fan's point of view, like, okay, this is how you guys are going to be doing things. You know what I mean? Like, I always find that pretty intriguing as a fan. So yeah, Triple Mania is going to be good. I feel like I will forget about this, not because it's not worth noting, but just because we will be talking about a few things on this show. After last night, it appears that Asuka is semi-retired. Whatever that means, right? Like, that can mean so many things. That can mean she's retired, but she's not really retired, right? Like, she can come back whenever, or she's just retired until her contract with WWE is up. I honestly, I don't necessarily know, but I will say that if this is the last we see from Asuka in WWE, thank you, Asuka. Thank you for real. Like, Asuka was a difference maker. She was for what she did in NXT and then on the main roster. She really, you can say, changed the sight of professional wrestling, right? Now, others might have different opinions on that, which, at the end of the day, granted, you're okay to. But I seen somebody said on socials, like, Asuka was trash. Like, she's a nobody. I was like, whoa, okay. We're not gonna go that far. we're not doing that. We're absolutely not gonna act like Asuka was some scrub, right? In my opinion, I thought Asuka was really good. Obviously, like, and not everything falls on the wrestlers. Like, sometimes it is the machine, right? The creators, whoever's booking the show. Like, it's not necessarily always the wrestler's fault. But I will say that, with that being said, for the time that she was there, and Asuka was there for, quite some time. She made an impact in the WWE Women's Division, in wrestling and women's wrestling. Now, maybe she wants to, start a family. I don't necessarily know the details of everything because I don't know Asuka personally. I'm going off reports, and it has not been reported that she wants to start a family or that she wants to leave WWE. I'm just telling you guys what I think it could potentially be, right? So it should be very, very interesting, to say the least. And I can't wait to see, what's next for Asuka and what's next for this WWE Women's Division. Right? Now, on this week of WWE Monday Night Raw, the Seth Rollins and the Vision Braun Breaker story, I find it very intriguing. I don't know about you guys, and we're doing a different format for this podcast. I know a few times I've said this, and I haven't necessarily lived up to it all the time. But I'm gonna try to. I promise you guys, I am going to try to live up to what I have said before. And so I kind of want to, instead of just hitting every segment, every topic on this podcast, right? I kind of want to just dive into like the biggest ones, and sometimes we'll talk about things that aren't as big, but we'll talk about the rumors as well. But just so, because I feel like obviously there's so much wrestling in a week. Imagine when you add a pay-per-view into it. It can be a very, very long show, and I don't think you guys want to hear me talk for an hour and 30 to 2 hours. You know what I mean? So we're gonna try it. We're gonna try it, and hopefully this time I can keep that promise to you guys. I can keep it. But no. So Seth Rollins, Braun Breaker, Division, Paul Heyman, right? The Oracle, the whole thing. I find it very intriguing, man. I think it's very good. I was hearing Sam Roberts talk on this podcast. And he was like, that, a few months back that Seth Rollins should return as like the John Wick of WWE, right? And I wholeheartedly believe that. Now that he lost to the Vision, right, and he lost to Braun Breaker, which I kind of did ruin that, but it's okay. But I absolutely think like that's who Seth Rollins should be in WWE right now. None of the goofiness, none of the I'm a visionary, I'm a this, I'm a that, right? Like no, none of that. I believe that wholeheartedly that Seth should. This is who Seth should be. Go at it alone. Take the Vision down one by one. I don't think this is the last match they're gonna have. Like this isn't the okay. This is the end of the rivalry. They can go their separate ways. No, I don't think it ends here. Um, I think Seth is kind of gonna have to take that approach of who was it? I think it was Randy. Yeah, I think it was. I was gonna say Cena, but I don't think it was Cena. But I don't know if you guys remember, like Randy took out the Nexus one by one, and then he had CM Punk all to himself. I kind of feel like that's where we're gonna head with this. Is like Seth probably has to realize like he has to tap into like that unrealness of himself, and just be like, you know what, I'm gonna have to take everybody out. You know what I mean? Like I'm just gonna have to eliminate everybody. I'm gonna have to be the Terminator of WWE, and I think he's gonna do it. I really do think he can. Um, and yeah, I think he'll be able to do it. I think he'll. This story is gonna reach new levels. I think it's gonna be one of the better stories. As far as like in the middle of 2026. I don't think. Well, I don't. Yeah, I don't think this story is going to go all the way into the end of 2026. It could, it absolutely could, but I don't think that's going to happen. But again, it could. We could be talking about this for quite some time. But I mean, this was a story, last year, and obviously Seth got injured, right? All of that stuff. But I mean, we'll see. We'll see what happens with Seth and Braun. But I definitely believe that there's more. There's still more to it. There's still more to the story, and that story starts kind of with not kind of, but it starts with and ends with Seth dismantling the Vision, Seth getting his final victory over Paul Heyman, not in a match, but as far as like, hey, like you took everything from me, you ruined everything. I'm going to do the same to you. Right? And that kind of started with Seth feeding Brock Lesnar to Oba, and Oba retiring Brock Lesnar. So he's getting there, But I love that they're kind of milking this, and they're like, "Hey, like, yeah, you're that guy, but we need to kind of see that guy in full fruition." You know what I mean? So I'm very excited for this story. I want to say, like, I don't know how long this story could go on. I'm gonna say possibly end of the summer it could be finished. I mean, it could be finished middle, beginning of the summer too. I want to say they're gonna have at least 2 more matches, but they could just have one more match and that's it. But it's gonna be very interesting. It's gonna be very interesting. Um, JD McDonough did defeat Finn Balor. I'm kind of over the whole Judgment Day stuff. Like I get it. Like they're trying to, Roxanne's possibly gonna turn on them or whatnot. But like, let's get to it. Let's get to it. I feel like the Judgment Day members and maybe Raquel's in there with Roxanne, and they turn on Liv, right, on the Judgment Day. Maybe JD turns on Dom. I don't know, or maybe Dom is like, I'm gonna go solo. I don't know. I don't think that's going to be the case. But I really don't know, and I honestly just want this whole Judgment Day story to be over. Like, do something else. Like, you know what I mean? Like, do something else. And I know we're probably nowhere close to it being over. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if this Judgment Day story lasts all the way up to next year. Like, I am, and I say that with the utmost disgust, because I feel like when Finn defeated Dom at WrestleMania, that's where it should have been over. You could still do the Liv and Roxanne thing now, but you don't necessarily have to continue the Finn stuff. You know what I mean? Sure, he wants to go after JD. I get that. But what's the end game, right? Like, if JD isn't churning or Dom or whatever, like, or Roxanne is kind of going to help Finn. If that's the case, if that's the ultimate end game of Roxanne kind of helping Finn, then okay. I do get that. I do. But if it's not that, then what are we doing? So that's my biggest point upon this is like, what are we doing if it's not going to be that? But we'll see. We'll definitely see because it's far from over. We did see Ethan Page and Rusev defeat Penta and Javon Evans. So I remember. I obviously remember, but I don't know if you guys remember when I kind of said, "Hey, I don't see Penta winning at WrestleMania," but then he retained, and it was like, "Oh, okay, maybe he does win at WrestleMania." So I have not a theory, but I think Ethan Page might be the one. I don't even think it's going to be Javon right now. And no disrespect to Javon. It's just how I'm seeing stuff right now. And I can wholeheartedly, 100%, I can see Ethan Page knocking off Penta for the title. I feel like the way they're kind of booking him. I mean, honestly, all of the NXT stars that have been called up, like you look at Javon, you look at Trick, you look at Oba, right? You look at Oba, Ethan Page, Ricky Starks. You look at all those guys, and if you are telling me you don't see the stars that WWE is making with them, you're lying to me. You're absolutely 100% lying to me. Because I think Stevie Wonder could see what WWE is building with these guys, and wholeheartedly, like, these guys can be main event players, like mid card to main event players, like 100%. Like, sure, some of these guys didn't work in AEW, But that was because AEW has a bunch of main event stars, like the bunch of main event guys. Like you have to work 110% more harder than everybody else to get to that spot, right? And the good thing is, the WWE, they do these releases. Not the good thing, but they do these releases. It's kind of, I don't want to say easier, but at least right now in the retrospect of this era where you have John Cena, AJ Styles, Brock Lesnar, right? You got these guys retiring. When you do these call ups and you can really shine where not many have shined before or have been able to shine, it makes it easier. It makes it so much easier to be like, yo, like we got one. We got one, and that's why I named these guys, you know, and not to mention, dude, JCJ and her group, they could be main event level stars. They might be tag team stars for now or faction stars for now, but eventually, oh man, they're gonna get their time. They're gonna you know, we look at Fallon Henley, we look at JCJ, and like, yeah, they're gonna be stars. I don't know about Tama. I don't want to say Tama Tonga is gonna be one of those people. He's kind of, I do, but I don't. You know what I mean? And I just don't know if that's going to be a thing. You know, Carmelo Hayes. I feel like Carmelo Hayes is taking a little bit longer. Ilya as well, but I think they're going to find their footing. They're going to get right, and they're going to do what they need to do. You know what I mean? You know, it's going to take some time, though. It's going to take some time, at least for like Carmelo, Ilya. There's some people that it's going to take longer than others. But when they find it, and it's a win because they will find it, it's going to be so good, so amazing, so fun, so evil. No, I'm joking, but you know. It's gonna be so good, man. Oh man, I cannot wait, man. Obafemi did defeat Otis. Oba did win by pinfall with a fall from grace during the Obafemi Open Challenge. I'm gonna say Braun Strowman is a hater. I don't get why, but I don't get why he's doing that. Maybe he wants a match with Oba. Maybe he wants another shot in WWE. I don't know. I mean, maybe there's been talks. Maybe we could see Braun Strowman back in WWE, and that's why he's doing these things, right? If that's the case, cool. Yes, absolutely. I mean, I wouldn't mind seeing Braun Strowman versus Obafemi. Like, these two dudes are monsters. But if it's just out pure hate and it's like jealousy, like, okay, bro, drop the gimmick. That's it. Like, we get it, but we don't get it. You feel me? That's how I look at things. But I really do. I really do hope that that Oba continues this, and this open challenge is great. It's great for Oba. It's really good for Oba to do these open challenges, especially after you beat and retired Brock Lesnar. Yes, have these open challenges, dude. Do this the right way. Eventually, somebody's gonna come where it's like, okay, well, Oba is this different breed, which we already know, but like there's somebody that's gonna come and we're gonna be like, oh, whoa, we did not see this one coming. What do we do about this? You know what I mean? Like, eventually there's going to be a situation like that for Oba, where it's like, oh yeah, this guy might knock off Oba. It won't happen, but there's the aspect of like, could Oba lose here? You know what I mean? And that's very intriguing, very interesting to get to that point. Um, I would love a year or two long reign of just Oba destroying everybody, right? And that's why I like, Oba calling out Roman. Like, if Oba faces Roman, I don't know if I'm gonna get heat for this. Oba shouldn't lose. Now, do you do that at a SummerSlam or do you do that at a WrestleMania? Right? Um, I would expect Roman to maybe face like a Seth, maybe a Cody at WrestleMania, somebody of those lines, right? But I don't know. I don't know. It's very hard. It's very hard to kind of to put into words and kind of like really, you know, get into, because what would be the appropriate way to be like, okay, well, this is what needs to happen, or this is what will happen, right? Like we don't necessarily know for the most part. We don't know like what's going to happen for Ova, but all I can see is destruction. And whoever does decide like, yo, like this is the person that's gonna beat him, whoever does decide that, and when that happens, it needs to make that person a star. Like when Oba was kind of already a star, not kind of, he was already a star, but him beating Brock Lesnar put him in superstar status. That's what that did. So Oba, whether it's a year or two from now or months from now, um, he he needs to be able to do the same for that person, like Brock did. You know what I mean? And that's what, passing the torch. That's what it's really all about. You know. Yeah, the segment with Soruka and Becky Lynch looks like we'll be getting Soruka versus Becky Lynch for that Intercontinental Championship. Very interested by this. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I am very intrigued, very interested. Um, I think this could be a very, very good match. And that just tells you how much Becky Lynch likes Soruka already, or at least trusts her to be in a match with her, even though she just got called up from NXT. I mean, she had a match with Liv Morgan. That should tell you everything you need to know, right? Like, yeah, like she's trusted. Yeah. Not only does the WWE trust her, but two of the top stars in the women's division, Liv Morgan and Becky Lynch, trust her. Um, so very, very interesting stuff. Very good stuff. Um, I think so. I know it might not happen, and maybe it will. Right? It could. It depends when the match is going to take place. Um, that's what it comes down to. Like, when does the match take place? Right, between Sol Ruka and Becky Lynch. But Sol Ruka could beat Becky. I'm trying to think of when's the last time we've had a situation like this where we're like, okay, we weren't expecting a championship change from a rookie, but it happened. I can't necessarily remember right now. I'd probably have to go into the archives. But if I had to decide, like this could be, I'm not making the comparison, but this could absolutely 100% be like the Becky Lynch situation. 100% be like the Becky Lynch situation. And you might ask why. Well, I'm going to tell you. But no, the only reason I kind of compare that is because if Sol Ruka beats Becky Lynch, Sol Ruka is a superstar. Not only is she a champion, she will be a superstar. And the fans love her. Like, the fans get behind her 100% all the time. At least in NXT. We'll see how she fares in WWE. But, like, for Oba, it didn't take that long. I mean, but Oba looks the part. Oba is the part. Oba is what you want a WWE superstar to look like. Like, let's be for real. Like, that's what it is. And that's what it's kind of always been like. But we'll see. Man, we'll see. But I could definitely see Sol Ruka upsetting Becky Lynch here. And maybe not in the first match. Maybe in the first match Becky wins by DQ, or it's a dirty finish, right? But then if they have a second match, that's where I can kind of see it kind of happening, you know, which would be good. It would be interesting. Some other things I have here, at least for NXT, I have some other stuff, but Raw was pretty good. Raw was pretty good. I feel like this week, a lot of these shows they were fairly good for the most part. Like, guys, not everything's gonna be perfect. Let's be honest with ourselves. Like, not everything's gonna be to our T. Like, we're not gonna like everything. Like, we aren't made to like everything. Eventually, there's something that's gonna come our way. Multiple times in our life, we're like, I didn't like that. But it's how you deal with those things, right? And these are like wrestling, WWE stuff. Like, we can't necessarily deal with that stuff. Like, we just gotta take it however we take it. But at the end of it all, like, I thought it was still a fairly, really, really good Monday Night Raw. That's what yes. One second. I know I had something else here. I wanted to leave it for the ending. The Roman Reigns and Jacob Fatu contract signing. That's what it was. Thought it was really good. I thought it was really good. And again, Jacob Fatu expressing, like, it's not that I need the title. I want this title. You know what I mean? Like, ladies and gentlemen. Sorry, not that I want this title. I butchered that completely. Jacob Fatu saying that it's not that I want this title. I need this title. Like, do you? I want you guys to understand what that fully means. It's like, this man is so hungry for dominance that he needs to be champion. He wants to have what the tribal chief has. He doesn't want to be tribal chief. He wants what Roman has: the money, the cars, the school, the good schools for his kids, the houses, right? Never having to worry about if he's going to be able to pay rent, right? And it's there. It's there. And, Roman's saying, you've been here for 2 years. You've been here for 2 years, and you're coming to me now? And Jacob Fatu expressed it perfectly. Yeah, I am here now because you're champion again. So that means if I beat you, it's better and bigger than beating Cody Rhodes. It was better than beating CM Punk. It was better than beating Drew McIntyre, who I beat at WrestleMania, for the World Undisputed WWE Championship. Like, do you understand, like, the story that is being told here? Like, it's so beautiful. It's so good the way that Jacob Fatu is being able to tell a story, but as well as Roman. Roman being able to tell a story and really dive into another dimension with Jacob. It's really, really good. And Man, I love it. I do. I love it, and I hope this continues. I really do. I hope this continues. But man, great contract signing, and obviously, Jacob Fatu dominating the tribal chief once again. Which you want to know how you get how if Roman likes you or not? It's simple. It's merely really 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 simple. If Roman likes you, he's going to put you over. He will let you beat him up most of the feud. That's what we got with this feud, which is crazy. It is insane. But if Roman really likes you and Roman really wants to put you over and Roman wants to tell a story with you and sees the potential in you, not just because you're family, because in my opinion, I don't even think Jey Uso got this much work in on Roman. Yeah, he got his moments, but it wasn't always like this. You know what I mean? So it just tells you how much Roman thinks of Jacob and what he's willing to put up with for Jacob. So man, I love it. I love it, man. I do. But NXT, NXT this week. Man, let's talk about NXT real quick. So Zaria's still there. Fit Finley and William Regal scolding Birthright following their loss the previous week. Pretty entertaining. Miles Bourne, what a star that's being created there. I'm telling you, that's good. He's going to be a star in a few years. Tony D'Angelo still over there. I love it. I really, really love it. Callie Armstrong picking up a win over Jada Parker. I need to talk about something. I need Evil debuted. I just want to bring that out. I thought that was very, very good. Lizzie Rain as well. Mason Rook is the one I am very, very intrigued by. I don't know if he's going to be a star. Like, he has the tools to be a star. I don't know if he will be a full star. Like, if he ever makes it to the main roster, which I believe he will. But Mason Rook, he's got it. I mean, when you have John Cena tweeting about you, you're doing something right. You're doing the right things. So I do love it. I do love when they're able to get into these situations. Right, we finally seen Evil. He debuted. He was reportedly signed for months. That's why, like, with me, I'm like, oh man, would love to see Zilla Fatu join WWE, but I don't know if we'll see him that fast. Like, if he signed later on today, would we see him on Monday Night Raw? I don't think so. I think they would probably wait a good few months before making him debut. That's WWE machine nowadays, right? But then again, you never know. You never know. You never know what can happen, right? That's why we say it's two different machines, like from AEW to WWE. Because like AEW, they can, like, let's say they sign somebody Saturday morning, Saturday night at Double or Nothing. Sorry, It's Sunday this year. Sunday, they'll sign somebody Saturday after Collision, and then Sunday at Double or Nothing, you'll see them debut, and you not even know that this person just signed. That's the AEW machine. For WWE, it's like we're gonna sign you, and then we're gonna wait a few months, and then you're gonna debut, which isn't it's not a bad thing. I just kind of wish it was kind of different. I don't feel like all of the signings have to be that way. But yeah, that's NXT. We don't really. I mean, we talk about NXT, but we really don't talk about NXT, if that makes sense. But yeah, NXT. Yeah, NXT. Let's talk about AEW Dynamite. Let's talk about AEW Dynamite. Let me see. Dynamite. We're going to talk about Dynamite and Collision today, since I'm recording this after Saturday. So yeah, we had AEW Dynamite this week. We seen Okada defeat Brian Keefe. We seen Orange Cassidy defeat Dax Harwood. John Moxley defeat Juice Robinson. Sheeta and Statlander defeated Mina and Harley Cameron. And the Young Bucks and Bang Bang Gang defeated the Dogs and the Death Riders in a 10-man tag team match. Following Okada's win, he did say that he was eyeing the AEW World Title. Which, I mean, yeah, Okada, you are one of the greatest wrestlers of this generation. You need to be in that world title scene, right? After you do your stuff with Takeshita, you should absolutely 100% be in that world title picture. That would be very interesting to see him in there. No, I'm saying he wouldn't win the title. I don't think right now Okada should win the title unless they do Okada versus Ospreay at All In. I don't think that's the move though, but yeah, it would be very interesting. Orange Cassidy's victory over Dax Harwood secured a future AEW World Tag Team Championship match shot for the conglomeration. I like that they do that too, like the qualifiers and stuff. And if you win, it doesn't necessarily mean you're getting a title shot at that moment. It just means, hey, down the line, you're going to get a shot at this title. I always find that very interesting, and I love it. I love that they do those things. So yeah, Darby did win, but then was confronted by Pac, who challenged him for the title, citing his 2-1 historical advantage. That's going to be interesting. Obviously, Pac isn't going to win. But the fact that Darby's having these matches like every week, right? Like he's putting his title on the line or and whatnot. It's definitely getting him ready to drop the title. Probably, I would say at Double or Nothing or Forbidden Door, or maybe one of them, the other pay-per-views. But yeah, it's coming. Like he's not gonna hold it. He's not holding it for 2 to 3 months. I think he's either gonna lose it at Double or Nothing, or he's going to lose it at. He doesn't lose it at Double or Nothing. I'd say he loses it at sometime in June. Maybe Forbidden Door. I believe it's in June this year. I got to check the pay-per-view stuff for AEW. Because right now, after we do Double or Nothing, it kind of goes blank for me. So I definitely have to. I got to check that out for sure. I definitely do, because right now it's definitely a blank thought for me. So I definitely I'll be checking that out to see what's the timeline looking like for AEW pay-per-views. But yeah, I don't. He's definitely not holding it past June. Let's just say that. And yeah, no, definitely not past June. I'd be surprised if he holds it past May 24th. You know, but I will say that this title reign is different. It's new. It's cool. Right? You got a fighting champion defending it literally every week. But if Darby Allin was going to be champion, this is the Darby Allin you're going to get. And we should absolutely expect this and nothing less. The Will Ospreay stuff. Will Ospreay. Okay, so Will Ospreay went to Japan, right? He went to Japan. He returned to New Japan Pro Wrestling on a part-time basis while he's still in in AEW. He recently won the Never Openweight 6-man tag team championships alongside United Empire stablemates the Great Okan and Hanare. Now he did win that. Now there's some stuff going on with him and Caleb, right? Obviously there's some United Empire's stablemates, right? Some members that are not necessarily happy that he's kind of back. I guess they feel like he betrayed them, right, by leaving New Japan, going to AEW, and really not returning to New Japan since recently. Which makes it very interesting. And granted, like, I think we've all been in a situation like this, whether you're Will or you're Caleb, where it's like, yeah, you betrayed us, or no, I'm trying to do what's best for me. You know what I mean? And so I find it very interesting, this story. Obviously, I feel like this is obviously going to lead to a Caleb versus Will Ospreay match. To put up the stakes, I would have it the winner will become the new leader of United Empire, and the loser has to lose. The loser leaves United Empire forever. That's how I would do it. That's how I would do it 100%. Now you could do that for Forbidden Door, maybe Wrestle Kingdom. It gotta be a big pay-per-view. It gotta be a big pay-per-view, and it's definitely gonna happen. Don't know when, but this is a story I'm definitely keeping my eyes on because it's very, very interesting. From both parties, the stuff that's going on with Will and United Empire, and man, I just love it. I do. I love these type of stories. They're always good to kind of dive into and kind of see. Now, Will Ospreay did get medically cleared, because that was the story, and that's why Caleb is mad too, because he's training with the Death Riders, and he calls him a Death Rider and all this stuff. So this is very interesting for me because you have a situation now where you have a situation now with Will. If he gets medically cleared, what is he going to do at the pay-per-view? Which he did. He got medically cleared last night. He got medically cleared, and it appears that he could be having a match at Double or Nothing. I know he's facing Ace Austin this Wednesday. It's going to be 15 minutes of pure wrestling. Should be a great one, though. Should be. But it's going to be very interesting to see what Will Ospreay is going to do, if he does anything at Double or Nothing. But yeah, it should be really, really good. Really fun to see what they do, what happens. But I'm intrigued in this Will Ospreay story because he's battling with things in New Japan. He's battling things in AEW, right? His health, his world title chase. Then he's over here dealing with United Empire, New Japan Pro Wrestling, right? He's dealing with all these things all at once, and I think it's absolutely intriguing. It's fun. It's interesting. It's different, man. Like, I like that. I like what they're doing with this, man. So we'll definitely see as time goes what happens with this, and it should 100% be interesting. It should be fun. It should be good. Now we had WWE SmackDown the night before, right? The night before Backlash, the go home show to of SmackDown, which I thought as well was a pretty good one. Now, when I say a pretty good one, I don't know if I'm saying this because the Bloodline story was on SmackDown too, or if it was just like, I mean, the Cody Rhodes Paul Heyman thing was good as well, but like, what was the like entirety of this situation? Like, why was it good to me? You know what I mean? And I think it was just a mix, a little bit of everything. Like, I really do think it was a really pretty good show, in my opinion. But that, ladies and gentlemen, that's just me. That is just me. Tiffany Stratton did defeat Kiana James to retain her title. Tala Tonga defeated Damian Priest via pinfall. Ricky Saints defeated Matt Cardona. He defeated QB4. And Fatal Influence, JCJ and Fallon Henley and Laney Reed defeated Rhea Ripley, Charlotte Flair, and Alexa Bliss. And Royce Keys defeated Tama Tonga. Jacob Fatu issued a final warning to Roman Reigns ahead of their World Championship match at Backlash. Also issued a warning to the Usos as well. Kind of, you know, basically saying like, hey, like, if you guys get involved in my match, I'm gonna burn everything down. I will burn the family tree down. Like, there will be no more Samoans in this family. It would just be me. Me and my family, you know. Which I thought it was very, very good. That like they did talk about this, they did do that. I thought that was very, very interesting, very intriguing. And I just loved it. I thought it was, yeah, like, you know, sending warnings, you know, to the Bloodline, basically saying like, hey, don't get involved in my match. I don't need you guys involved in my match. And for Roman's sake, don't get involved in my match. Because if I get screwed in this match, there will be problems. Like, I thought that was very good, bro. Like, you guys don't understand like how good this is. It's perfect. Just perfect. I love everything about this story. Like, I know a lot of people, you know, they complain about the Bloodline. Like, I get it. I get it, but I don't get it. Like, why complain? Why? Why are you complaining about one of the greatest things, one of the greatest stories in professional wrestling history. And let's let that sink in for a good moment, can we? Do you know how good it is to have a situation like this? Where you are, how do I put this? If I'm Roman, you have the Shield and the Bloodline, like that, dude. That's a perfect situation. Honestly, like to have the like a blood to be a part of the Bloodline, and then to be a part of the Shield as well. Two of the top factions, two of the top stories ever. Like that's honestly a great thing to have. It really, really is, man. Um, Gunther officially signed back with SmackDown, challenged Cody Rhodes to a title match at Clash in Italy. Um, I think that's going to be great. That's going to be amazing. Jake Cargill returned alongside BFAB and Michin, attacking the team of Rhea Ripley, Charlotte Flair, and Alexa Bliss during the six woman, excuse me, my goodness, 6-woman tag match. This was very good as well. It was very, very good. You know, Jade costing Rhea and company the win, I thought was amazing. You know, she returns. Obviously, we're gonna get that second match. And we'll see how that goes. Cause that we'll see how that goes. Cause that could be really good. That can absolutely be really, really good. Um, you know, and man, look, I'm here for it. I really am. I'm here for it. I can't wait for it for it to be over. Because I honestly 100% don't believe that Rhea's losing this quick. Like, no, it's not gonna happen. Rhea's gonna have a lengthy reign, but this is going to be this is gonna be a good. This is gonna be a good close it finish the feud type match. This is what that is. Um, and like I said, I'm here for it. Um, Paul Heyman did tease becoming Cody's wise man. Um, yes, they're continuing to tease the heel turn of Cody Rhodes. You know, when or if that happens. Um, you know, I tend to tread lightly with this stuff because it's like, okay, is it actually going to be a heel turn, or is it going to be a heel turn, or is it going to be another one of those John Cena things that he never really turned heel until like his last year in WWE, and that didn't work out, and so like it's very difficult. And this is the only thing I'll say is, if you have the opportunity, if you have the moment, and Cody is obviously okay with this and comfortable with this, you got to do it. You eventually have to do it. Um, I don't think it happens this year, but I would say next year. Next year, I think something will have him close to snapping this year. but it doesn't happen. And then next year, I feel like is where like Cody is just ultimately frustrated, and he says, "You know what? It's time to turn it up a notch," and he turns heel. I wholeheartedly, 100% believe that's how it should go down. You know, um, so I think that's how it should go down. I think it will go down like this, um, but I think next year that's when we'll possibly see the heel turn of one Mister Cody Rhodes. And then the funeral for Gingy. The funeral for Gingy. I'm not gonna lie. I know a lot of people don't like it. I get it. But ultimately, this is what sports entertainment is. Even in the Attitude Era, right? We've seen segments like this. You're in professional wrestling. Even in professional wrestling, you're getting segments like this. It just has to happen. And I know it's not the most ideal thing in the world. Like it's not people's favorite thing in the world. I wholeheartedly get that. I 100% get that. But guys, it's here. All right, embrace it. I thought, in my opinion, with the Danhausen stuff and with this stuff, and I wasn't a fan of Danhausen at first. This was really, really good, you know. And then he resurrected. He woke up from the dead. Like, are we for real right now? Like, it's unbelievable. You know what I mean? Like, unbelievable. But no, in my opinion, and what I think it was really, really good. Look, again, I know it's not everybody's cup of tea. I don't necessarily expect it to be everybody's cup of tea. Not gonna lie to you, because it's not going to be. But we can't turn the blind eye and act like this wasn't good. It was a good segment. It was a good thing that happened, and I honestly, what WWE is doing with Trick Williams is amazing. What they're doing with Sami Zayn is amazing. You know, they're bringing out another level of Sami, which is absolutely 100% beautiful. We had Collision last night. AEW Collision Fairway to Hell. We've seen Darby Allin retain his AEW World Championship no count out match versus Pac. We've seen Mark Davis defeat Jack Perry to win the AEW National Championship. Congratulations to Mark Davis. Divine Dominion defeated Rachel Leigh and Ruthie Slay in a tag team match. And Speedball Mike Bailey defeated Kyron Gray in a singles match. Obviously, the finish and the national title change happened when Don Callis distracted the referee, allowing Ricochet to strike Perry with a golf club, which set up Davis for the win. New Japan Pro Wrestling participation. It was announced that Nick Wayne will be heading to the New Japan Pro Wrestling Best of the Super Juniors tournament starting next week. Jet Speed Momentum. Following his win, Mike Bailey was joined by Kevin Knight. Knight stated that despite failing to win the world title on Dynamite, the duo known as Jet Speed is focused on reaching the top together. Now, I love this. I 100%, yes, you guys should 100% win the titles to get tag titles together. But I have an even bigger vision for the duo. An even bigger vision, which is, I don't know if Speedball will turn heel or if Kevin Knight will be the one to turn heel. But we need to get Speedball Mike Bailey. Listen to me correctly. Speedball Mike Bailey versus Kevin Knight at a pay-per-view. Maybe All In. I don't think it's going to happen at Double or Nothing. And I'm going to say it, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to say it. And Speedball wins. I'm just gonna say it. Needs to happen. Needs to happen. Now I don't know if it will, but one-on-one match between the two for the TNT Championship. I think that's the way to go. I really do, in my opinion, wholeheartedly. I believe that's the way I would book it. That's what I would do. Hey, but I know not everybody will be okay with that. Not everybody might like that. I get that, but trust me, that would be a really really good semi feud. If somebody turns heel, but if it's just a one off or two matches, three matches, it could be really good. It could be really really good. Now let's talk about some Backlash, ladies and gentlemen. So we had Backlash last night as well. Yes, Collision was on as well. Um, and like I said, I thought, in my opinion, I thought Backlash was very, very good. I thought it was very good. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I thought Backlash was very good for a 5-match card. You get many houses. You got a guy we can't see on television, right? We've seen, no title changes, but very very good matches, a retirement, and so much more. Like it was amazing. It was amazing. I mean, we've seen again Braun Breaker. We've seen Braun Breaker defeat Seth Rollins to open the match. So it was announced that it would be. So it was announced that Dan How that Danhausen, like that tag match, would start the show off. That was definitely not the case. They eventually switched it to Braun versus Seth, which I thought was very good because it set the flow for the rest of the show, which I thought was an amazing way to kind of just, all right, this is the way we're gonna set everything up. Boom, boom, boom. They did it like that. Braun Breaker defeats Seth Rollins in a very, very, very good match. We had Trick Williams versus Sami Zayn, where Little Yachty getting involved and all that. I thought that was very good as well. Like, in my opinion, I thought it was some very good stuff. No Vince McMahon, but I thought it was really really good how they played into that aspect of it, and they dived into it. They really did. They dived into it, and they really made this work. Sammy a heel now. I don't know if he's fully a heel. Just yet. I know it's gonna happen. It's absolutely 100% gonna happen eventually, but I don't think this necessarily makes Sami Zayn a heel just yet. I don't know. I don't know. I don't want to put that out there, but we could be seeing it soon. I will say we could 100% be seeing that very very soon. The Sami Zayn heel turn, but I don't think it happened last night. We seen shades of it. That we did, but I'm not ready to be like, yep, that was the heel turn. Nah, let's see what happens on SmackDown this week, and then we'll go from there. And then we had Io Sky versus Asuka. I love that it was like the co-main event, right? Like, I was like, oh, I honestly, I didn't think it was going to be the co-main event. I thought this match would happen a little bit earlier, like, but then no, yeah, it could have been the co-main event, yeah. I mean, I don't know. It's difficult. Like, for me, it was like Braun and Seth. If they would have never opened the show, they could have been the co-main event. But I'm happy they did the order this way. That way they did it. Like, this is the correct order that you wanted to do it. Like, yeah, you want Braun and Seth to ignite the crowd, to start the show off feeling great. And then John Cena announcing the John Cena Classic. That's right. The John Cena Classic. AEW has the Owen Hart. WWE has the John Cena. I'm not mad at it. I'm wholeheartedly. Honestly, I'm not mad at it at all. You know, it's a fan voted tournament to design a new champion. Really, that's what it comes down to. You know, so the details on it, I don't have much. I mean, from what I've gathered so far, it's like even if you lose, if the fans can vote for you to still compete for the championship. I know some people are saying, "Oh, that means you could be a champion even if you win." No, even if you lose. Technically, yes, but the fans don't vote the champion. The vote is for the people. If they lose, they get voted in by fans, and they still have to wrestle. You know, they still have to wrestle. So I thought that was very good from John's and WWE's part to be like, hey, like we're gonna do it this way, and we're gonna see what we can get out of this. There's gonna be a new championship based on John Cena. There's gonna be this tournament as well. Which, look, I know it might not be everybody's cup of tea, but I think this could be really, really good. Honestly. I think this could be a really, really good from so many different points of views and things like that. Like, if they do this tournament the right way, like, yeah, this could be absolutely amazing. You know, and Cena saying, like, being roster guys, NXT guys are going to be a part of it. I think that's really good as well. You know, you're building for tomorrow. You know what I mean? So, I think it's good. I'm excited for it. But, you know, we should see. We shall see. We shall see, people. Also, we had the main event, Roman Reigns versus Jacob Fatu. That's right. Roman Reigns did retain against Jacob Fatu. Now, this was kind of an interesting finish. An interesting finish from my part, right? Because for the most part, I wasn't necessarily expecting the finish that they gave, but they gave that finish. I'll say I definitely wasn't expecting it, right? Like, you know, Jacob puts on the Tongan grip, and Roman's trying to find a way out of it because Roman knows, okay, he has it really locked in this time. Like, he already put it on me before. I almost passed out, but I didn't. This time, if I don't get out of this, I'm as good as done. That's what Roman Reigns is basically saying at this point. So through this all, Roman's trying to fight out of it. Boom, boom, boom. Right? While Roman's trying to fight out of it, he grabs the ref's shirt. And the ref is basically like, hey, no, like, you gotta let me go, buddy. What are you doing? Like, let me go, man. And Roman's no, right? Like, he's not trying to let him go. Ref, finally, the ref lets go. Well, he lets go of the ref, right? And when he lets go of the ref, which is pretty interesting, he grabs a hold of the turnbuckle. Which is interesting. because the turnbuckle pad just rips off. The Tongan grip, he gets loose of the Tongan grip, and then before the ref could fix the turnbuckle pad, the Roman hits Jacob's head off of the exposed turnbuckle, and then hits him with the spear, and Roman Reigns wins. Now, should that have been a disqualification? Possibly, but it wasn't, right? But that's the key thing. It was not a disqualification. So what that means is, well, ladies and gentlemen, Roman Reigns is still your champion. Even if it was a disqualification, Roman Reigns still would have been your champion. He retains. He's still your tribal chief. Still your world champion. But after the match, Jacob Fatu is pissed off. Like, he is enraged. Like, he wants to kill somebody. You know, Michael Cole, I love Michael Cole. Michael Cole in commentary. You know, this is why Roman Roman, the Usos, you know, everybody warned people, warned this company about Jacob Fatu. This is why Jacob Fatu wasn't in WWE before. And it's just so great. Like, just the storytelling and everything. And Jacob Fatu takes out the ref. Jacob Fatu, you know, nearly kills Roman. Very well could have. Very well basically did. And it was just really, really good. And, you know, then after the show went off the air, there was on X, on Twitter, WWE posted a video of Roman talking, and Roman basically said, tonight was the last night. Jacob Fatu will be in WWE. So Monday Night Raw is gonna be very interesting. I think Clash in Italy, we're gonna have another match. I was expecting Zilla to show up, but once I saw he was streaming on on wherever he streams on Twitter. No, YouTube. He was streaming on YouTube. My bad. He was streaming on YouTube, and I was just like, okay, yeah, he's not gonna be there. I kind of still have high hopes for it, just because the Jacob and Roman story won't be done. I'm expecting the Usos to eventually get involved. Dude, it's gonna be really interesting to kind of see and just wholeheartedly just entail with it. Yeah, like, dude, I'm here for it, man. I can't wait to see what's next. What happens on Monday night? Monday night's gonna be crazy with Jacob Fatu and Roman. It's going to be crazy. I already know, with the Usos involved as well. It's definitely not over yet. Like, there's still details and things like that are gonna be dived into. Dude, I can't wait. I can't wait for it. I can't wait. But yeah, I thought it was a very good Backlash. I'd give it a, even the Danhausen stuff. I love the Danhausen stuff. Thought it was really good. Minihausen and Danhausen getting the win over Kit Wilson and The Miz. Really thought it was some really, really good stuff. I'd give it a solid 8.5 for a pay-per-view. I thought it was really good for what WWE does, for what it's worth. Like, the matches were longer too. Like, it wasn't like how WrestleMania was. Like, they really did their thing. They really locked in, and they gave the fans kind of what they wanted. Maybe not with the Danhausen stuff, but if you like that comedy stuff, if you really like it, and it's not just dumb comedy. Like, it was like, Wade Barrett selling it, Michael Cole selling it. Like, it was just really, really good. In my opinion, and this is my opinion, I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the heck out of it. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I enjoyed it, but it's not everybody's cup of tea. And if it's your cup of tea and you enjoyed it, good for you. If you're one of them people that are sour and can't really enjoy anything, yeah, you should probably be ashamed. You should be ashamed. You should 100%. But live a little. But no, it was really good week of pro wrestling. Cannot wait to just dive into some more with you guys this upcoming week. Don't forget Saturday night's main events coming up. AEW Double or Nothing is also coming up. And so much more, ladies and gentlemen. So much more. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the end of the podcast. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the end of Wrestle Elite. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll do this again next week. Sometime next week. Until next time, ladies and gentlemen, this is the Mark Cologne on Wrestle Elite. And until next time, goodbye.
Oh, a little bit of the bubbly.
I wanted to be your father. I never wanted to be your father figure. You have a father, but your father's dead.
I'm short. I'm bald. I can't get any hoes.
She's on me, bitch.
Tonight you meet the team of Thunder Tits.
You fucking Mark! Fire me!
I'm gonna do some real cowboy shit.
Must bid you two a goodbye. Mwah. And good night.
Bang! Yes!
These people walk away, only one thing on their mind, and it's a phrase of whose house?
I'm better than you.